There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Well, what do you think of my ship? It's quite the change from that old skiff. This one even has a cabin.
Yes, it is a fine vessel. But when will you take us back?
As soon as I can pay the crew and stock the hold with food for the trip.
My family would certainly be able to finance the journey. Especially since it would be an opportunity for them to compete with the Dorsey. They're a rival family who rule over the cities of Serene and New Serene.
That would entail going to Baran, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind going there too. There's someone there I need to see.
Really? Someone from Taleme, I presume?
Yes, a man of the cloth who might be able to help me get home. A certain Father Cardinal Pius.
I've heard of him. A charming old man who lives like a monk, I believe.
What I would like is for you to take me back to the Dutan Empire. It's not that I don't enjoy your company, but I've heard rumors around the port about some strange things happening at home.
Strange happenings.
They say some giant creature is ravaging the southern part of the country. After what we saw along the coast of Tainir, I'm concerned. My family lives there, and I'm afraid of what could happen to them.
That's a lot of destinations to choose from. We'll have to choose just one. So, where are we headed? I'm glad you came to see me. I'm going to need your help. It's a personal matter.
What does it entail?
As you may remember, Silvio told me about a cache on the Constantia. Despite everything that's happened to that ship since sinking, it wasn't discovered. I found my mother's logbook in there, but she had so little trust that she wrote in code. And I don't understand any of it. I need to know what information it holds. It may give me some insight into what happened to her. You understand?
Of course. But what do you expect from me?
I need you to find someone who can translate the logbook.
I'm at your service.
Someone in Ixantis can surely help us. One of the admirals, perhaps.
You must be very proud to have been named captain.
Oh, of course. And I'm all the more proud that I got my new rank as a result of an achievement. That's not always the case, you know. Sometimes the only thing that counts is your length of service. But this rank offers me such an opportunity. I'll finally be able to make my voice heard on things that are important to me. Maybe I'll be able to convince the guild to stop its involvement in human trafficking. In any case, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
How did your meeting with Silvio go? What did he tell you?
He once again claimed his innocence, and once again, I wasn't ready to believe him. Then he told me of a cache he built on the Constantia at my mother's request. A place to hide her logbook. If she trusted him enough to ask that of him, it may be because he has nothing to do with the fate that befell her. I must admit that I'm starting to have doubts, and I'm even more determined to get to the bottom of it. We must find a way of deciphering the logbook. I have to know what happened.
I understand. Thank you. What do you know about the accident in which your mother perished?
Not much, really. As you know, according to the official version, the Constantia sustained a leak due to the poor maintenance of its hull. My mother still managed to sail it back to Ixantis, but apparently the ship ran aground on some rocks near the city. The other ships managed to save some surviving sailors, but my mother and many others were lost to the sea. Her body was never found. The more I think about it, the more the story doesn't sit well with me. The Constantia has, of course, been repaired since, but for her to lose control of her ship, the leak had to be significant. It would have left its mark.
We'll find out what happened eventually. I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
This breeze is invigorating, don't you think?
Yes? Did you need me?
Had vel des en bod kontrajan ir neis luchtos for satir?
Na. Od vel duen bodonea oilio tokladunten es hennesem. Sog. Na dagom agoidnem em fleuden de hadgom frangi. Es an tu saudi. Samele toise medi koreina ui. Agan hamsteram sam. Es an targo kasim. Forret es slont em fodekt und ranes luchtos. Ag an kenaidun da doigi essa. Oila samelni. Jo es kwelste vin valiem. De hedonea jakarent. Echter gwelshit vir de hadregau.
Had vel des en bod kontra?
Na.
See you later.
Boy.
How can I help you?
What is it?
I know you already have a lot to do, but I would still like to ask a favor, if you could spare a moment.
It's not really the moment. We'll see what we can do later.
Of course. There's no hurry. Come back and see me at a more opportune moment. Hello. Is there something I can do for you?
I've seen you use rifles like the people in the Alliance. They are powerful weapons, and I'd like to know how to use them.
You young people are all the same. Always curious and eager to acquire new skills. I'll show you the fundamentals, so you could use them without hurting yourself. Well, what do you think?
It wasn't as hard as it seemed. Thank you, Safia. Bye.
See you.
If I can be of any help, let me know. See?
I hope at least one of the admirals can help us. This is the first time I've heard of an encrypted logbook.
Doesn't she have other relatives who might know her code?
She and my father hadn't been getting along very well towards the end. But apart from him, I don't really see who could help us.
Alvida, I'm very sorry about what happened to you. You should never have been involved in this.
None of us should have been.
Yes. I'm sure I'm sorry for what happened to you. Take time to rest and celebrate the end of this sordid affair. When you have a moment, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. A favor you could do for me, for which I'm willing to pay handsomely. Now, unless you have any questions.
We could use your help. Or at least your advice. It's about a logbook.
It's Mum's logbook. I mean, Captain Estrella's. We found it on board the Constantia. But it's written in code.
Are you sure it's your mother's logbook? She's been gone so long.
I'm absolutely sure. The cache where I found it hadn't been opened. I recognize her handwriting despite the code.
I'm sorry, Alvida. I didn't even know your mother coded her entries. We don't usually do that, as you know. Logbooks are usually made to be shared with other Nauts.
Do you know anyone who could decipher it?
I can only think of one person in Yuxantis who's capable of such a feat. Our master librarian, the wisest of our people.
Thanks for your help.
Please, this story concerns me as much as my daughter. I hope you'll keep me informed if you discover anything. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Do the Nauts always have 2 admirals? And what exactly is their role?
No, we don't always have 2 admirals. We've had as many as 6. Until recently, there were 3 of us. But old Placido decided to retire. As for our role, we are the defenders of the Guild's spirit. Its decision makers. We each look after a part of the fleet, and meet as a council when necessary. When a sailor must stand trial, when there's a business decision to be made that affects the entire guild, that sort of thing. I'm in charge of the Continental Fleet. Admiral Cabral is in charge of all travel to your island.
How do you see the Nauts? Do you see them as sailors only? As merchants?
Just a few centuries ago, there were only a handful of ragged fishermen on this rock, who starved when the sea was rough. But those who came before me used the inhabitants' gift for navigation to transform it into the base of a prosperous guild. Most foreigners see us as simple sailors, but we're far more than that. We're ship owners. We design and build our own vessels. We're also explorers who open new routes on the seas and discover unknown lands. And finally, we offer our transport services to the different nations and are paid handsomely for them, which allows us to go even further with better ships. I know you must resent some of the services we provide, but we're not responsible for what our customers put into our holds.
We should refuse to transport people without their consent. It's horrific. They're not animals.
My dear, if you become an admiral, you can propose this to the council. I personally wouldn't risk it. The entire livelihood of this island and of the guild depends on the contracts we have with our customers. It's cruel, but that's the way it is.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I can't tell you how happy I am that you've not only proven your innocence, but you also forced that horrible woman to acknowledge her lies. Klatir sesammel inimnatrem jam esse.
Wait, are you from Teofradi?
Yes. I was born there a long time ago. Then I joined the Nauts and I'm one of them now. But we never forget our homeland, do we? What can I do for you?
We managed to get our hands on Captain Estrella's logbook.
We found it in a cache on board the Constantia.
Well, that's wonderful news. I despaired of finding this logbook. You know we keep them all here, don't you?
Oh, alas, as it stands, it will be no more useful to you than to me, I fear. It's entirely encoded.
Encoded? That's strange. Captains don't usually do that.
You wouldn't have a way to decipher it. We thought, with your great knowledge...
I know some codes, of course. But without knowing the method chosen by Estrella, It could take me months. However, I may have an idea that would make our job much easier. Wait, I'll just be a minute. That's it. I found what I needed. Alma, Estrella's first mate, whom she trusted more than anyone, survived the shipwreck, but she left Euxantis. In my archives, I only found a rather vague indication of where she settled, but it's a start. She settled in Olima, in the port district. If anyone can help you with this code, it's her.
Thank you for your help, Master.
My pleasure, Captain. And if you manage to decipher the logbook, bring it back, will you? For our archives.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's always a pleasure.
If you want us to decipher your mother's logbook, we'll have to go to Olima.
I heard of a somewhat shady merchant, a colleague of sorts, who runs a shop by the port at night. She must know where to find a Naut who's forsworn the sea. She's the kind of person someone in my field of work needs to know.
Thank you, Ludwig. I value your suggestion. Safia would surely have proposed a more honest approach, but this merchant is a good lead.
I wonder how our mysterious friend, Fausta, planned on finding this Zarin person. It's not like we can just knock on her door.
We should ask her.
You're the ones on all those posters! Look! I'm pretty sure it's them! It's always hard to recognize someone from a description, but I'm pretty sure it's you.
What?
Yes. Yes, I'm sure of it. I've got to warn the guards.
Well, let me handle this one. It'll be so much fun.
Sybil?
Would you believe I thought the same thing as well? These posters are really too vague, aren't they? I thought I might get the reward. But when I warned the guard, all I got was an earful for having called them for nothing. These poor folks simply have the misfortune of looking a wee bit too similar to the descriptions posted around town.
Really? I don't believe it.
It's true. The guards came and then they fined me for making them come all this way for nothing. And for bothering these poor, innocent people. I felt so bad. I brought them around to make up for it. So unless you also want to pay a fine and a round of drinks...
I'm really confused. Sorry to have bothered you. I better get back to what I was doing.
So they're still looking for us. And they've even put up posters to warn everyone about us. That infamous smuggler should be here, right?
You know, smugglers avoid doing their business in broad daylight. They get arrested. We should come back later.
Let's wait for her in that case.
Hello. What can I do for you?
We are looking for a Naut who forswore the sea to settle here. A certain Alma.
I'm just a humble merchant. Why would I have that kind of information?
A mutual acquaintance told us that you know everything that's going on here.
As a matter of fact, I do know where to find her. But know that this kind of information comes at a price. Perfect. Alma lives in the northeast. Her house is located near the military district gate. But you should hurry up and find her. I know for a fact that soldiers are searching for her.
What could they possibly want from her? Is it because she deals with you?
Absolutely not. It's not for lack of trying to convince her to work for me, but she's the honest type. I don't know why they're searching for her. But if you ask me, it's not to court her.
Making a fuss. There's no point locking yourself in. You're going to be arrested anyway.
We're too late. The soldiers have already surrounded her house. We have to get her out of there.
You! Stop right there! This is a special operation, and we have every power to arrest you if you get in our way.
We're sorry. We don't want to interfere with your operation, but we're curious. What's going on?
It's none of your business. Now move on, move on. But wait, I recognize you. You're all wanted. What a piece of luck. We're gonna pocket the reward. To arms, men!
Thank you for coming to our aid. But who are you?
Who I am doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that Alvida is safe and sound.
Of course she is safe and sound. We're all fighting side by side. We wouldn't have let them kill her.
I see that you're in good company, Captain. That you have friends by your side. But I have my orders. Nothing was to happen to you.
And may I know who gave you those orders?
Well, your father, of course. He's worried, what with the trial and this investigation that you are conducting. He asked me to keep an eye on you, to protect you.
Unbelievable. Where was he when we faced that giant creature on the coast? Or when his Alliance friends were trying to kill us? Where was he when I guided that skiff through the storm? Nowhere. He was never there. All I have, I owe only to myself. But now, he suddenly feels guilty and decides to stick me with a guard? Get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm old enough to defend myself.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but I have my orders.
Alvida, this is between you and your father. It's up to you to decide if you want him to help us, or if you want to send him away for good.
I'm no longer a child. And I was never a china doll. I have no need of your protection. Go tell my father that I am now old enough to look after myself, and that I'm in good company.
I am sorry that you feel this way, but I understand. And I must even say that I admire you, Captain. I will take your message to your father, and I wish you well.
Have you ever seen this man, Alvida? Is he really one of your father's men?
I've never seen him before, but if he says that my father ordered him to guard me, it must be true. I can't believe he has so little trust in me.
The real question is, was this man sent to guard you, or to watch you?
I don't care what my father wants. I don't want this man around me.
Alma, you can come out. The soldiers are no longer a threat.
However, in your place, I wouldn't stay here. You'll probably never again find a quiet retreat in Olima.
How can I know that you mean me no harm?
Alma, I'm Alvida, Estrella's daughter.
Alvida? No. No, that's impossible. The last time I saw Alvida, she was still too young to be a ship hand. And from your ink, I can see you're a captain.
I grew up and climbed to the top, it's true. Yet I am Alvida, Estrella's daughter. And today I am here to ask for your help. I found my mother's logbook on board the Constantia, but I need you to decipher it.
Then you found her cache? With Silvio's help, I suppose? You are who you say you are. I will help you, but only if you help me in return. As you said, I can't stay here. Take me to a safe place, and I'll do what you want.
We could escort you to my ship. Your old ship, the Constantia, and from there, drop you off wherever you please.
You can come out, Alma. We'll take you to the ship.
Alma, don't worry. We'll get you to the Constantia safe and sound.
Thank you, Alvida. And thank you all. I really don't understand why these soldiers want me dead.
We'll have to be very careful on the way. Other soldiers may be looking for you.
Hey, look at this. The description on these posters is spot on. Unfortunately, what they have to say about you is less than flattering, and will likely earn us the attention of the guard. Let's tear them down, shall we?
We're here. All we have to do is row out to our ship.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting me and getting me here. Alvida, you really are your mother's daughter. Brave, generous, and trustworthy. If you have anything else to do here, I can go to the ship alone and wait for you there. I don't want to be a burden.
We'll come with you. I believe that Alvida and you have a lot to say to each other.
What a relief to be here on the Constantia. It has been well repaired. Estrella would be glad to see it. And even more so to know that you're Captain Alvida.
Thank you, Alma.
Will you be able to help us decipher the logbook we found?
Estrella had become very suspicious before her end. She had Silvio build the cache. She started writing in code. She never wanted to tell me what was causing her concerns. But she did give me her encryption key. So yes. It'll probably take a while, but I should be able to decipher her logbook.
Do you know why the Alliance soldiers were after you?
Not in the least. I've done my best to be discreet and lead a quiet life since I moved here. In any case, thank goodness you came. That they didn't intend to let me live.
I doubt these happenings are chance. It's as if our search brought on this attack.
It does seem to be quite a coincidence. But how could they know? I hope that the content of this logbook will enlighten us. What can you tell us about Captain Estrella?
She was an incredible woman, unwaveringly courageous and just. She knew how to lead her crew in fairness and kindness. I would have followed her to the end of the world. And she was also an excellent friend. You remind me of her, Alvida. I have no doubt that she would be proud of you.
We'll let you get over your ordeal.
I'm already much better, don't worry. And I'm going to get to work immediately. If I may, I will disembark at one of your next stops in the congregation or in Duton. I'm no longer made for life at sea. I'll send you a message as soon as I've finished decrypting the logbook.
Thank you, Alma. And of course, we will drop you off wherever you want. And thank you for agreeing to help me in this whole affair. It means a lot to me.
I know you already have a lot to do, but I would still like to ask a favor, if you can spare a moment. While I was studying in Olima, I had a friend. A very dear friend that I would like to find. It was someone very knowledgeable, a true bookworm. But he was also someone with human virtue. In addition to the joy I would feel to see him again, I believe having an ally within the Alliance could be useful to us. It's been a long time since we last met, and I don't know where to find him. But his cousin Baran could certainly tell us. He's a merchant who owns a warehouse in the port of Olima. If you agree, we could go and see him together.
Of course. Let's go see this Baran.
Thank you. It's extremely kind of you to follow the whim of an old woman.
Bye.
See you.
Do you need my services? My advice?
Did you talk to Alma?
Yes, and I'm glad I could talk about my mother with her. Unfortunately, she couldn't tell me precisely why the ship ran aground. With the frenzy of the storm, she was too busy to keep up with everything that was going on. The only thing she is almost absolutely sure about is that there was no leak before the boat hit the rocks near Xantus. Oh, I can't wait for her to decipher the logbook. My mother was an excellent captain. If the ship wasn't damaged, why did it run aground?
We'll find out eventually. Don't worry, Alvida. I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
You stupid merchant. Who do you take yourself for? Do you really think yourself irreplaceable? Dozens of poor souls are ready to take your job.
I am truly sorry. It won't happen again. I give you my word. Gentlemen, I beg of you, there is no need to resort to violence. I would never dare to try to...
Shut up, merchant. Consider yourself lucky that the warehouse is still standing. What made you think you could trick us?
Baran, is everything all right?
Stay out of this! Move along! The warehouse is closed! Wait! That islander's face is familiar to me. Where have I seen it?
I don't think I've seen you before.
You must certainly be mistaken. This young man arrived with me by boat this very day. There is no way you could possibly have met him before.
Very well. Move along.
It seems that Baran got your message, and that he will be careful to be more diligent in the future.
And just who are you? His bodyguards or something?
We are simply his friends, come to speak with him. But if you insist on threatening him in this manner, I will not hesitate to report your attitude to one of the city's logicians.
Since Mr. Baran has friends in high places, we will leave him be. But I hope he remembers what we talked about. And that he will demonstrate initiative in repaying his debts.
Yes, of course. Goes without saying. Don't worry, you'll be more than satisfied with my next delivery.
I hope so. And don't dally. I wouldn't want it to be thought that we're being patient with someone intent on double-crossing us.
Ah, you've come in the nick of time. I thought they were going to kill me. Thank you, Safia. And your friends as well. I don't know what they would have done to me if you hadn't come.
Please, it's nothing. What did those soldiers want?
I was supposed to deliver something to them, but I got my orders mixed up and they didn't receive what they were expecting. They apparently thought I was trying to pull one over on them. But you didn't come to hear me complain. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for your cousin. I know it's been years, but I was hoping to see him again.
My cousin? Haven't you heard? He's left for Tirfredi. He wanted to follow in your footsteps. To see the world with his own two eyes. Frankly, he's not cut out for it if you ask me, but he went anyway. Come to think of it, before he departed Olima, he left me something for you.
Really? What is it?
I haven't opened it. I think it was his latest research. It was very important to him anyway. I didn't keep it here. As you can see, just anyone can waltz right into this warehouse, and I was afraid it would fall into the wrong hands. I had it taken to my other warehouse in Eskiara. You can go and pick it up there. I'll send a bird to let the person in charge know you're coming.
Thank you, Baran. We'll do just that. And be careful. Those soldiers didn't seem to be joking around. Sorry, I was a little lost in thought. Did you need something?
I'll send a bird to let the person in charge know you're coming.
Your friend Baran seems to have a difficult relationship with these soldiers.
Indeed. I admit I don't much like the idea of him trading with imperialists. But I suppose business is business. Elise, I'm happy to see you're doing well.
Safia, I thought you were still traveling halfway across the world. It's a pleasure to see you again. But you didn't come alone. Who are your friends?
We met in Yuxantis and we discovered we had common interests. but that's a long story for another time. Allow me to introduce you to Halise, a logician of Olima, a great mathematician and longtime friend.
Pleased to meet you.
As am I. I'm very happy to meet you. Safia's friends are my friends too. She was my mentor, and I owe everything to her. Please, let me also introduce my associates. Can, one of the city's leading pathologists and anatomists.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Bilgin, one of our most brilliant philosophers.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
But you must have come here for a reason. What can we do for you?
We'll leave you to your research.
Goodbye. Please feel free to come back anytime you need help.
Hello.
Hello.
Those quick, noisy footsteps are typical of the guard. I think we'd be better off avoiding them.
Halt!
If you let me speak to her, I believe I can convince her to let us enter.
What is this building? What is its purpose?
Oh, this building was a laboratory, like half of the buildings in this neighborhood. I don't know anything more, so don't push it and move along, if you please.
I don't think we're going to be able to make those idiots listen to reason. And since we've been advised to avoid making a scene, let's try to find another way to slip inside this charming building.
If I remember correctly, Baran's family warehouse in Eskiara is this one. I visited it many years ago.
Your friend Baran has got a lot of guards for such a small warehouse. Doesn't look like they're going to roll out the red carpet for us.
They're our customers. Please, don't kill us. We're mercenaries. We were just following orders.
What orders?
Oh, we were hired to kill you and the other Continentals when you got here. We were also ordered to capture any islanders who were with you.
We were sent straight into a trap. Is there even a package for you here?
I don't know anything about that. If there is, we weren't told about it.
I can't believe this. Let's spare their lives, please. They're nothing more than lackeys.
Lackeys who could warn their employer that we survived their trap.
Who ordered this ambush?
I can't tell you anything. Sorry.
We've defeated you. Why are you still protecting him?
A contract's a contract.
Go on. Get out of here. I hope never to see you again.
Thank you for your mercy.
This story does not seem to have a happy ending. Who could have ordered these mercenaries to set an ambush, and why? We should take a look in this warehouse and verify that it does contain this supposed package, even though I'm beginning to doubt its existence.
Are you certain that Baran is a friend?
I don't know him as well as his cousin, but I cannot believe that he would set such a nefarious, ignoble trap. Call me naive if you want, but until I have the proof in front of me, I refuse to believe that he's voluntarily involved in this foul business.
We could threaten or pay. Every man has a price, whether in cold hard gold or in matters of the heart.
In any case, if the culprit wanted to capture our islanders alive, then it was for some specific design of his own.
To sell you like merchandise, I imagine. I would like to take a look inside that warehouse to put my doubts to rest. Unless you would prefer we returned to Olima to interrogate Baran in person?
Let's go.
I don't see any packages for me. I don't like this one bit.
I thought this Baran was a friend. But in fact, he doesn't care for you at all. He treats you like you're some vermin and doesn't hesitate to send you to your death.
I would never have thought that possible. I know that people change, But to change entirely? One thing is certain. The scores will be settled. Let's return to Olima. I'm eager to hear how he will explain all of this.
Concerning the mercenaries, what shall we do? We could leave the way we came in and avoid their ambush, but a part of me wants to sneak up and take them from behind. We might be able to get some information out of them, after they've allowed us to let off some steam.
I don't like the idea of fighting them when they just... doing their job.
Avoiding guards is an old habit. But if you want to kill them, I'd understand.
Stop! You can't come in here. This is a private warehouse.
We're friends of Baran's. He may have told you about us. We helped him the other day when he was being roughed up by some guards.
You could be his blessed mother and it wouldn't change a thing. The master isn't here. And since he didn't tell me to let you in, you don't get to go in.
When did he leave? Where was he going?
He left a while ago, but if you think he tells me where he's going every time he leaves, do I look like his wife or something?
Do you know whether he took a ship or joined a caravan?
No.
That's a lot of money. It should be enough to convince you to look the other way.
Don't mention it. Go on in.
I understand your desire to discover the full extent of Baran's baseness, but we're here to look for answers. I doubt they'll be found in all this mess, and we're risking a lot if we overstay our hard-fought welcome. Poor creatures, trapped in a cage so far from their home. Let's set them free, and maybe a few will be able to escape the city.
Beautiful masonry work, don't you think? With just a bit of explosives, we'd get in through here, no problem. Nothing is sacred to this Baran fellow. Everything has its price, even the objects of worship stolen from your temples.
We don't really have temples, but we do have places of knowledge and altars. One would have to destroy them to collect everything found here.
This must be Baran's office. The answers we're looking for must be in there. I think we have learnt everything that there is to learn here. We should exit the area before running into even more trouble.
We haven't searched everywhere. There might still be something to discover within this warehouse. Baran is exploiting his cousin's trip to our island to expand both his fortune and network. It's my people who are paying the price.
I remember how Baran could be full of himself when I was involved with his cousin. But I would never have thought him capable of this.
Has this association been going on for a long time?
Kurnaz has only just begun to gain weight politically, but they could have known each other previously. Kurnaz has always been a man willing to do anything to get what he wants. He might well have encouraged Baran's cousin to take up an enterprise that promised him a profitable outcome. But the man I once loved would never have agreed to any of that. He was a man of knowledge, a kind person with empathy for others. We were even betrothed for a while, and it goes without saying that I would never have accepted a proposal from someone corrupt. No. Kurnaz must have tricked him, promising to finance his expedition without speaking of the horrible services he would be forced to provide in return.
Your former fiancé could have found an alternative source of financing.
Of course. That's the main reason I'm convinced that he was misled. That letter broke my heart. We parted as friends, separating because our visions on life and science differed too greatly. I find it hard to believe that he would have fallen into such commerce. But believe me, if we go to Teer Fradee and our paths cross, I will demand he makes amends for his actions. The fact he used ties with your people to better exploit you makes me see red.
We shall see when the time comes. First, we need to get to Teer Fradee.
That's true. Forgive me. I know this is a painful subject. I feel so foolish to have believed that we could have found help from this friend. We might think we've accumulated all the wisdom of the world, seen it all, grasped human nature. It's still so easy to find oneself surprised. Or should I say, disappointed. I thank you for standing beside me during this sordid affair, and to have opened my eyes. Let's leave now.
What is it?
Do you know how we are going to meet that friend you spoke about? Zarin.
I think so. I sent her a message while we were still in Euxantis to tell her that we had arrived. I said that we would return to Olima and that we would most assuredly be in need of her help. When we arrived, I went to the port aviary to see if we had received a message. We had indeed. She apparently has some very important matters to reveal to us that merit secrecy. She's asked to meet us in one of the warehouses near the port. A place, she says, is connected to our current matter at hand.
A warehouse? There must be dozens of them in the port. Did she give us any directions?
She said that it's a warehouse found in the Naut confines, a private warehouse, sometimes used by her husband's followers. It should have their coat of arms on the door, a crowned golden eagle holding swords in its talons on a purple field. A tad gaudy, I know.
I must leave you.
See you later.
The zone is definitely guarded, as is to be expected. Without Alvida's help, we're going to have trouble convincing them to let us through.
Sorry, you can't come in here. The warehouse area is only for Nauts or persons with proper authorization.
I can easily convince this guard to let us in. I'm a captain after all. Did my ink become invisible overnight?
Oh, my apologies, Captain. I didn't see you there. Forgive us. We're a little nervous. We've been asked to be more vigilant lately.
There have been thefts from some of the warehouses, and people are obviously getting into the area despite our surveillance.
Well, I can confirm that you're doing your job well. May we enter now?
Of course, Captain. By all means.
I agree with Fausta. This coat of arms is of questionable taste. One might say that it perfectly mirrors the delusions of grandeur from which Kurnaz suffers.
This warehouse is most assuredly the one we're looking to find.
Move along there. Only persons in possession of a pass can enter here.
What are you doing here? This is Naut territory. You have no business being here.
We've been sent to make some repairs to one of the warehouses.
Well, we weren't warned. But we'll let it slide this time. Go on, get to work.
We need to take a look around this place. Zarin must be hiding somewhere out of sight of her husband's men. Somewhere discreet.
Why did those idiots have to choose a place this filthy? Ugh! Oh, there you are at last. Oh, I'm a little surprised. I was expecting to see one of my friends with you.
Do you mean Fausta? She wasn't able to come with us, but I believe the two of you spoke.
Indeed. And seeing you, I better understand her interest in my husband's schemes. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Zarin, wife to General Kurnaz, a man whose path you've crossed under tragic circumstances, which trouble me greatly. He has always been driven by a thirst for power and glory, But he is a mere man-at-arms, which here means little. However, his successes on the battlefield and the confidence of his men have gone to his head. He has become obsessed with a single dream of late: to become emperor of a country that does not yet exist. A folly that, fortunately, few are prepared to accept. Unless he is able to find support amongst the population. This he hopes to do by solving the problem of the native uprisings on Tir Freddy at the expense of Governor Burhan.
These lists are such a bore. Just the sort of document that the Intendants love to keep. But this abbreviation, it's a mystery.
There's nothing strange about this order. It corresponds in every manner to something a general would require for their troops. I have no idea what a general would need with this sort of material. It seems more like something the Alliance's scientists would use. In any event, this has to be what that abbreviation was referring to on the list. I'm sure I've seen the same type of tools with the doctors who travel on our ships.
I think we've seen enough.
Yes, and we've stirred up enough dust for a complete lifetime. That said, please allow me to note that if we want to do something with our discoveries, we are going to need some help. Safia must certainly know all the laboratory rats in the city. She'll have the information we need.
Let's go, before we're taken in by who knows who.
What a surprise! What are you doing here? You've no business here. This is a private warehouse. It belongs to important people. Are you thieves of some sort? I would highly advise you to drop what you're holding and run for it immediately.
Listen, we're not here to steal anything at all. We're looking for important information. What would you think if we gave you a little something to forget that we were ever here?
Intriguing. Why not? We've been working hard enough for the greedy miser that owns this warehouse, not to mention the trips to the sewers he makes us go on. Move along, then. We didn't see you.
Move along there. Only persons in possession of a pass can enter here.
Maybe we should look into the sewer deliveries the dockers mentioned. I'm sure we can find a way in from this neighborhood.
Salutations, stranger.
Hello. Is there something I can do for you?
We went to meet Zarin in the warehouse that's used by Kurnaz's men. She told us to search the place because she also suspects her husband is up to something. We found some scientific equipment.
Do you know what kind of equipment it was?
Retorts, beakers, tools it looked like a doctor might use.
Strange indeed. I'm not sure what use a general would have for all of that, but I know someone who might be able to tell us. I have a friend who works in the science district and knows about everything that's going on in the city. I could let her know you're coming if you like. If not, I'd be happy to go with you.
Thank you. We should speak to her. As we were leaving the warehouse, we ran into a group of dockers who were taking the goods into the sewers.
The sewers? This story is getting stranger by the minute.
That's what we thought too.
The sewers run under the entire city and can be accessed from every district. Maybe it's just a way to move the goods from place to place without anyone knowing. If you want to look into it, be very careful. There are all sorts of dangerous creatures living in the canals, not to mention the criminals who use them for trafficking. It would be much less risky to speak to my friend, Elise.
Bye.
See you.
Did Yuxantis live up to your expectations?
And then some. It's an amazing place. It was such a pleasure to speak to their librarian. He's a man of great...
Hello.
Hello, everyone. How can we help you?
As Safia must have already told you, we found scientific equipment in crates in a warehouse belonging to Kurnaz and his followers.
Yes, she did mention it. She spoke of retorts, beakers, and surgical instruments.
Kurnaz is a military man. I don't see what he could be doing with this kind of equipment. Of course, there are doctors and surgeons who travel with the army, but they wouldn't need beakers or glassware.
And they're more like butchers than researchers.
We need to understand what this equipment is going to be used for. We know that Kurnaz has a plan for my people. And after what was done to us on the ship that brought us here, I need to know what he's got in mind.
What did they do to you?
Someone in a bird mask came, slashed our arms open and rubbed a scrap of fabric on the wound. We recovered quickly, but one of our friends died.
I'm very sorry about that. My condolences for your loss.
You were inoculated to protect you against a disease. It's a risky but highly effective procedure. Unfortunately, it seems that your friend succumbed to the disease. Either that, or she was part of a control group.
In any case, I now understand why you're worried.
The equipment you saw was used for scientific research, which in Olima is largely carried out here. And we have it on good authority that none of the scholars who work here work for them.
Could they have taken over Asili's old laboratory?
You're right. That would be the perfect place to conduct research in secret.
What can you tell me about this laboratory?
Asili was a doctor and pathologist who was given his own laboratory in the city. A place dedicated solely to research on disease. When he left the city for your island, the laboratory closed down. It seems to me that only a team of his former assistants still goes there to sort through his discoveries.
There are many rumors about the place. It doesn't have a good reputation.
Oh, some say that there are underground rooms used to hide dreadful experiments. But that's ridiculous.
But there is often a grain of truth in rumors. In any case, this nearly abandoned laboratory would be the ideal place for experiments.
Where is it?
Not far from here, just downhill.
Who is Asili?
A remarkable physician and pathologist. He discovered the principle of inoculation, which makes a person resistant to a specific disease.
He has the most brilliant mind in the field. His work has given our research a new impetus, and he has saved thousands of lives.
That's true, but he's also a man whose reputation has become rather scandalous in recent years.
Now, gentlemen, we're not here to entertain rumors spread by the city's students.
Thank you for your help. We're going to visit the laboratory.
Although it's nearly closed today, it is still guarded. The research carried out there could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Be careful.
Thanks again, Elise. I'll let you know what we find out.
We'll leave you to your research.
Goodbye. Please feel free to come back anytime you need help.
I don't know anything about Asili or his laboratory, and I don't often visit that part of town. But if this scientist says it's the best place to conduct secret research, we should take a look, shouldn't we? Poor animal. He seems frightened and hurt. We should get closer to it, to see what's wrong.
He's indeed very upset and injured, but I can't quite make out what's wrong at this distance. Come on, calm down, big boy. Everything's fine. He ran away. I must have accidentally skipped. Hurt him off.
You did your best. Don't blame yourself. He probably won't get very far with that venom in his system. We should try to find him before he dies.
Let's follow in his hoof prints.
I know there's a patrol around here. We should take another alley to avoid them.
This animal needs a purge potion quickly to remove the poison. Otherwise it will die.
Let's check if we have some in our belongings. If not, an alchemist could provide us with one.
Here, big boy. Drink this. It'll do you good. It acted quickly. He already looks better. All we have to do now is find out who he belongs to.
Crocus! You found him! Oh, he's my Alcibel. How is he? He got upset this morning and ran off. I was worried to death.
Your poor animal was bitten by a snake and almost died. Don't worry. We gave him an antidote. He should get better now.
There, Crocus. I'm here now. Thank you so very much for finding and healing him. I really care for this beast. Not only for the services he renders me. Thank you. Here, take this. I hope it will cover your costs for the antidote. We're going back to the farm. How does that sound, Crocus? You need some rest.
Our charming scientist was right. There are guards posted at the entrance to this laboratory. Let's try to talk to them nicely.
Sometimes, when you want to avoid rousing suspicion, wearing someone else's clothing is the best way to go unnoticed. In Olima, a doctor's clothing is like a master key.
You again? Listen, I've already told you. This building is closed to the public.
What is this building?
Oh, I don't... You again?
Keeping guard in front of a closed building is boring and tiring. I wonder if you wouldn't prefer making a little visit to the tavern.
A few pints wouldn't hurt anyone. And I doubt that there's anything of value in this old building. Let's go.
Oh, what an awful stench. Why did they have to bring all these corpses to this courtyard?
I don't know. Perhaps they brought them here so no one would see them.
A goods lift leading downwards. Now that's unexpected. I'll bet it leads to...
They look like Astrian ruins. I didn't know there were any ruins left in Olima. Waters in the sea. What are all these soldiers doing underground? It can't be only to protect their experiments.
Did you hear that? It sounds rather like they're speaking your language, doesn't it? I doubt they're with the soldiers, so they're most likely prisoners.
They must be locked up somewhere. Let's try to find them.
Be careful! Your armor will no longer protect you!
This armor is no good anymore!
Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer! Yet another abandoned ship!
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
Let's show them what we're made of!
Be careful! Your armor will no longer protect you! Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer!
This armor is no good anymore! Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
Yet another abandoned ship!
I'm wounded! Someone heal me!
What a strange place to build a wall. It doesn't look very strong either.
I wonder what it's for.
We better get going. The guard's bound to show up with all the racket we've been making.
What an astonishing lizard.
They study everything that comes from our island. Creatures and humans alike. And they slaughter them.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
It doesn't matter who we are. We've come to get proof and explanations about what you're up to here.
I don't see how what we do is any of your business. Now leave, before I call the guards.
What are you researching?
We're studying several diseases, but I can't imagine you'd understand anything about it.
Why are you working for Kurnaz in this underground place, hidden away from everyone's eyes?
Let's just say the General was very persuasive. With this laboratory, he gave me the perfect conditions to pursue my research, and as many subjects as I needed for my experiments. What we discover here will change the world. So who needs daylight in the public eye?
You're using my people to carry out your experiments. They die in appalling conditions. You have no problem with that.
What are the lives of a few savages compared with progress for all of humanity? With the advancement of knowledge? Don't be ridiculous.
I can't let you do this. What you're doing here is horrible.
If you think I'm intimidated by a savage and a handful of traitors...
Show them what we're made of!
This armor is no good anymore! My magic deflections run out!
Be careful! Your armor will no longer protect you! My armor is completely ruined!
Poor chap. What sort of sordid experiments did those mad scientists put him through? He's covered in smallpox scars.
May the earth welcome him. We must stop this horror at all costs.
These scientists have lost their minds. They couldn't help but keep detailed notes and sketches of every stage of this poor man's suffering.
This lever must activate the mechanism that opens the main door. That could help us get out of here more easily.
Adlor Hedar. Thank you, brother. So many of our own were taken inside the building, never to return. Without the help of you and your strange friends, we would have surely died here.
Alas, we still have much to do here. But you should leave as quickly as you are able.
We are going to try to find a path that avoids the guards. We will wait for you at the first secure location we find. I do not know what you are looking for here, but be careful. May the earth give you strength.
What are you doing here?
We are here to find out what your research is all about. And to free my people, who you have locked up here for your experiments.
Oh, you haven't the slightest idea, have you? Even if I tried to explain it to you, I doubt you'd understand. The General gave us resources and assured us that what we are doing is for a good cause. It's for peace and science. There are some experiments I wish we didn't have to do, but our aim is noble.
Of course. Every monster who sends people to their deaths claims to have a noble cause. And you were either stupid or cruel enough to believe it and do their dirty work for them. You're pathetic and monstrous.
Oh, see? I knew you wouldn't understand. You leave me no choice. We can't let you go back to town and tell everyone what we're doing here.
And show them what we're made of!
My armor is completely ruined! Be careful! Your armor will no longer protect you!
This armor is no good anymore!
Watch out! Your magic deflection is gone! Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer!
Help! I need a...
We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused!
What? This door is closed now? Oh, if even inanimate objects are against us, we'll just have to move on, I suppose.
So, you're the ones stirring up all the trouble. My men are in need of some serious training if they allowed a puny band of louts, led by a savage, make it this far. And how considerate of you to have come all this way. I understand your impatience to serve science. But enough gossiping. Guards, take them! Our scientists will be happy to have a few new subjects for their experiments.
You think we're just going to give up without a fight?
Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer.
They'll miss the sea that gave them life.
Be careful. Your armor will no longer protect you.
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
Yet another abandoned ship.
I'm wounded. Help! I need a hand. One of the crew has fallen. We need.
So, let's show them what we're made of!
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused!
Be careful. Your armor will no longer protect you. My armor is completely ruined. Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer.
Is everyone all right?
I thought for a moment our final hour had come. Kurnaz sure knows how to protect his lieutenants. Let's leave. I have no intention of facing off with more soldiers. That looks like the lever that opened the door. Probably the main door to the complex.
I'm hurt! I need healing!
Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer.
Show them what we're made of!
To attack at the best.
This armor is no good anymore!
But you won't last much longer.
I'm hurt! I need healing!
Heal yourself, or you won't last much longer.
Let's show them what we're made of!
This door is closed now. Ugh, if even inanimate objects are against us, we'll just have to move on, I suppose.